This video is a basic comparison between the Harpoon Classic and Harpoon 3 versions of the game. On the left is Harpoon Classic, on the right Harpoon 3. Harpoon Classic was the first computer Harpoon game and was released in 1989. Harpoon 3 was released in 2003 as version 3.6. In 2006, the Harpoon Advanced Naval Warfare Simulator, also known as ANW or version 3.9.4, was released by Matrix Games. In 2010, the Harpoon Ultimate Edition, also known as HUE or version 3.10, was also released by Matrix Games. The purpose of this comparison is to highlight the differences between the two games. It is not a statement of preference of one version over another. We will compare the Harpoon Classic Commander's Edition to the Harpoon 3 version 3.6 edition. For best comparative results, we will select the same battle set, the Western Pacific battle set, and the same scenario, Operation Shield, from both versions of the game. Harpoon Classic uses basic bitmap images for its map displays. When zoomed in closely, these images can become quite pixelated and distorted. Harpoon 3 uses vector maps instead and does not suffer from this limitation. When zoomed in closely, detail and clarity are preserved. In Harpoon Classic, there are two basic map window displays, the group display and the unit display. In the group window, groups are displayed and orders are issued. In the unit window, the individual components of that group are shown. Harpoon 3 is not restricted to the same two windows. The player in Harpoon 3 can have as many windows as he desires. Each window can be set to focus upon a different area or a different group. Each map unit window can be customized for different displays and resized. Each window can also act as both group and unit display. Land units in Harpoon 3 are individual facilities, such as runways, fuel dumps, hangars, ammo dumps, and buildings. When grouped together, they comprise an airbase. Each individual component of the airbase in Harpoon 3 can be targeted and destroyed. Thus, all the runways can be knocked out of an airbase, rendering it harmless without necessarily destroying the entire airbase. In Harpoon Classic, airfields are a single unit. The only way to shut down an airfield is to destroy the airfield entirely. The individual components or systems cannot be targeted. However, the individual land facilities in Harpoon 3 are immobile. This is not the case for Harpoon Classic. Some land unit facilities can be mobile. In Harpoon 3, a player can choose to play a scenario with unlimited aircraft munitions, or limit himself to the weapons only loaded by the scenario designer. If aircraft munitions are restricted, weapons that have not been added to the ammo dumps by the scenario designer may not be selected. In Harpoon Classic, Aircraft munitions are always unlimited. Planes can fire as many missiles, drop as many bombs as they like. In Harpoon Classic, aircraft always require 30 minutes to change loadouts. When planes land, they are ready after 60 minutes. This applies to all planes. In Harpoon Classic, in Harpoon 3, each loadout can have a different ready time, as set by the database editor. Some loadouts require 30 minutes, some require 360 minutes. In Harpoon 3, it is possible to assign units to independent and autonomous missions. When units are assigned to strike missions against ground, ship, or sub-targets, or area patrol missions, or reconnaissance missions, the AI will take over and decide when to turn on the radar, when to fire, and operate without any player intervention. Autonomous missions are very, very limited in Harpoon Classic. At some point in time, human intervention is always required to drop sonobuoys or launch weapons, or turn on the radar. Let's launch a few aircraft in both games to see the effects of altitude and grouping. Aircraft groups in Harpoon Classic can be ordered to join together. When this happens, the aircraft will travel at the slowest speed of the slowest aircraft. This ensures that they can arrive at the location at the exact same time. Aircraft that are different in Harpoon 3 cannot be combined. When aircraft are given a change of altitude order in Harpoon 3, they climb to this new altitude slowly according to the climb rate set by the database editor. In Harpoon Classic, altitude changes are instantaneous. In Harpoon 3, weapons are restricted to the launch envelopes as set by the database editor. We're going to try to launch a torpedo from the P3 Orion, and we'll note it says that the altitude is too high to fire a Mark 46 torpedo. We'll check the loadout and the weapon to see that the Mark 46 torpedo has a maximum altitude of 310 meters. So we'll dive down and now launch. One torpedo successfully. Harpoon Classic is not restricted by any altitude for weapons employment. Both Harpoon 3 and Harpoon Classic use waypoints in order to navigate units around the game. In Harpoon 3, these units may have waypoints added, navigated, modified without interrupting the game flow. Harpoon Classic also uses waypoints in order to assign courses for its units. However, when a change is desired, it is not possible to do so without interrupting the flow of the game. Every time the course editor is called up, the game will pause until a new course has been laid in or changes have been enacted. This ends the basic comparison between the Harpoon Classic and Harpoon 3 versions of Harpoon.